this is part 3. And here is another Ludemaniana keiki. I'm hoping this is the last one that I find from my Ludemaniana variety. This was the blue variety. So let's look at this one. Yeah, this is a beauty. Village Chief Armani Red Dragon. And I've repotted it. I bought it 21st. Yep. And I repotted it last time, 24th, spring 2024. And last summer was amazing. For some reason this had stuck, unfortunately. So these two grew during the summer, and after the summer, my Hoya is getting everywhere. I feel the peduncles are crazy on this one because it's blooming the whole summer. It starts spring, when it gets cooler, this stops, and then my Bella and my Retusa continues. So I have something always blooming with my Hoyas. So I got this. So after this summer, this one grew, that's something. And this one grew. And I do believe that there is new eyes poking out from here. I'm starting to think that there is something wrong with this one, because both of these, so this is the Saccharic wax, yes, we're at the same light level. So basically, this should have been blooming by now. And I really don't know why it's just growing these new growths. So, I really need to think about it, because this should be a blooming size. And I really don't know. What do you think? Should I give it more higher light without the sheer curtain? I'm really puzzled, because I've seen this. It doesn't grow that big when it starts to bloom. So I would assume it would have bloomed by now. Anybody, any ideas? And now my hands are sticky because this has a lot of happy sap. So this one is just growing. And with those roots, it just gets dried up quite fast. And this one, there is new growth, and this has activated. So how many I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Okay, the 5 is magical number with these ones. I did manage to burn this one as well with everything. It's just how it is. So they just have to deal with my care or lack of it sometimes. Yeah, they have to defend themselves outside. Yeah, I do believe, or I would be really surprised if I don't see any blooms at some point, because honestly, this is getting ridiculous if I'm not. If you see this one and that's suitable, they are really huge. And those 5 are now growing, so do something. And here we have our Pride and Joy from this summer. It did bloom. I changed the media like last month, so it's the Saccharic wax. This was one which I got for free. They refunded me because, so this is where to both. It came without any roots. I might have you might see it in the haul which is from Schwerter. I guess it was like, when was it? Maybe 2020, I believe, that I bought this, and I nursed it up, and this was grown until the summer, and then it bloomed. I don't remember, was it June or July? I think maybe July it bloomed. I have to check. And this one grew just now. It finished off like a couple of months ago, and it already had quite long roots, but nevertheless I did repot because it really needed it. And there is no growths coming in, only one side at this point. Yeah, there is also something pushing out there and there. So let's see. This was again one of those that were outside. Okay, behind here is my Gyrec Kiku. And this one bloomed, I think, 2021. I did repot it like 2023. It was actually one huge plant, but it kind of like broke out in naturally into several pieces. I think I had like 5 of them, so I kept like 3 maybe here, and the other ones I sold to my friend. And these I'm just waiting them to grow enough, because some of them were only like 3 pseudobulbs or so, and then I'm going to separate them when I repot next time, and maybe I'll get another big orchid out of it, and let's see if I'm able to find homes for the others. And then, okay, there is Seath, but I do believe this one should be only blooming during summer, but that's kind of, I think they're actually, oh, it's really difficult to actually video it. Yeah, okay, because it takes my finger there. Yeah, there might be something in there, but let's see. This would be a new one to be blooming during winter. This one is my monster, and I do love it because this is the old type of Cattleya purpurata. It's my first ever purpurata, and this was the so-called gateway drug for my purpurata craze, I would say. So this has been blooming twice already. It skipped the blooming. Oh, did it skip the blooming? It hasn't skipped any blooming. It just because I reported it, it's oh my gosh, it's really difficult. I'll take it out at some point, but there is a whole bunch of new roots. I have my Hoya Bella here, and I do believe it's trying to make new peduncles. I need to actually water it because now it's drinking a lot. So this one is huge, and it's actually really pretty because this year, last time it bloomed, it pushed out a little bit of the concolor part of it, and I think it's really lovely because it makes the petals and sepals looking a little bit pinkish. I do have to take it out if I want to show you anything about it. So here we have our giant. I must say that I do like more of these old type, which are really tall. I think the new ones, they are grown, or I just see really immature Cattleya purpuratas that are not growing that tall. Of course, because the light and the sun is not that good in Finland, so that is causing it to grow quite tall in a way as well. So as you can see, it's it starts to have size already. So I do believe that this is yeah, I think this was grown after I repotted it. So this is, I would assume that this is going to be empty sheath. So we're not going to be expecting anything from it. No, I think this was grown, no, this was grown first. So these two were the latest that were blooming. I do have, as you can see, I did burn it. I had to cut some leaves because they were burnt as well. And as you can see, the surface is looking like that when they have been outside the whole time and they don't burn. So let's get down and personal. I do believe that might be moving. That's oh, sorry, it's changing there. So this was grown outside, I do believe. It made it go off a bit from the schedule because I did report it not that long time ago. It's growing new roots. This is still growing. There is new growth. So then, unless I'm seeing their seed, I'm not expecting it to actually bloom. I don't see new. Well, this is new growth, and this doesn't have seed coming up with it. There should be coming next growth there. This is popping out the growths here and there now that I did the repot, so it's completely out of its schedule. I'm really happy with the roots, as you can see, and it still has some time to grow in this pot. But as you can see, it's lovely. I've been growing this, I think 7 years now, maybe 8. And it's getting better, and I can imagine how it looks like next year. So behind there is my golf green hair pig. I'll show that to you next. So this thing, it's growing quite wonky. As you can see, it's not the healthiest, and that's just my care, and it's my fault. And I'm trying to give it time to actually get back on track, maybe at some point. Yeah, I didn't give it enough light before, and I think it has been, when it came to me, it was so big that I was having issues getting it underneath the light, so I didn't have like this shelf unit for the big cattleyas. This was a casualty of that time, and that's why I'm just going to give it another chance and maybe grow more. This, as you can see, it has been growing more and better pseudobulbs. Just waiting it to get itself going. Should I buy a new golf green hair pig? Because honestly, I don't know. What do you think? Is it this lanky normally? This is now, I think, 2nd year with me when I've been taking it very good care of it. So it's not, I'm not sure. Let me know. Do I buy a new one and throw this away? What do you think? And this one is my Spectabile. And I was wondering if it's going to grow better than last time. So this was last year's growth, because I only saw this one. And then I looked behind and this was growing there. So I had to move it from the other shelf back there to here so that it has place to broaden its leaves, basically. And it's growing 2 new canes at the same time. So I think it's having its momentum now and pushing on. hopefully at some point I'll see the blooms. This one, it has the seed, but it's not going to be blooming because this is one of those which push out the leaf and the bloom at the same time. So it's sort of like coming with the leaf and then blooming at the same time as the leaf is opening. So this is one of those I bought last spring, this year spring. And it's this one. I really liked it. This was the first blooming for me. And as you can see, it came from, I think, a young plant or seedling. It's Equa purchase. And I do believe there is 1 or 2, maybe 3 new pseudobulbs cranking out. So it's growing. And then we have this headache here. So this is the red tusa, and as you can see, it's still blooming. And this is Monster. This one behind it is that's all I'm going to say. I still haven't seen any other fans. I think that's a root. I need to cover it. And I don't know what to do with this. I did give it a lot of crushed shells. So, I don't know. It does nothing. I gave it like the best sun that it can have. It grew again these 2 new leaves here, but it does that every time. So it's like growing the same stem constantly, so it's not making new fans. And I just changed the media. It's not happy. Let's see how it goes next year. Yeah. You cannot win with all of them. So this little thing, it's my Cattleya purpurata variety Carnea Hereha, and it has been killing its previous pseudobulbs, and this one has strangely stayed like too short. I don't know why, but then again you can see that it has been getting the sun, and I do believe this is still trying to grow. So I don't know, it's growing, but it's like I don't know why it's killing the other pseudobulbs. Maybe it was because there was at some point I did have some mishap with the care of these, so it's something with that. So who knows? I don't know. Okay. Oh, and that's my balcony. Ignore it. Okay, let's continue to these ones, and then I'm done with this room. So here we have the Chantilly, and seems to be doing well. Never bloomed for me. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. But this has been growing, as you can see. Maybe someday. I just checked its background, and I'll put the names on the screen. But all of them, which is combined, makes this plant. It actually is quite highlight orchids. So I might do next summer some adjustments and maybe put this on the higher light situation. Not sure why there is this kind of yellowing on the leaves. Maybe something with the feeding. Not sure. I need to really think about it. Now this one, it's a bit wonky and burned. It was outside. I think that was closer to sun. Let's see, this was this weird one, which I only find one picture, and that's from Karke, where I actually bought this from. So it's Penang Little Mackie cross with the Dendrobium lacinianthera. I have seen Little Star or something like that, but not Little Mackie. And yeah, growing, doing nothing else. Dendrobium. Now this little thing here, it's finally gotten around with whatever was its issue. It was growing really slowly when it was younger, and this is the cross, and as you can see, it's from Rölke. I think this needs, yeah, it needs water again. It seems to have a good root system, at least, if nothing else. So I'm taking it out for watering. And now we have this here, which is a struggly little thing. I don't know what it did during the summer, but this cane was like this, maybe turning towards sun. As you can see, it gets really good light, and I take care of that. And this is Guttata cerulean, and yeah, it was from Wickman. Nothing major, growing nicely. It dries out quite fast, which is good because that means there's roots. Yeah, I actually really like this type of orchids, and hopefully getting more of these in future. Not sure about the Schilleriana yet, but if I'm doing okay with Guttata, are they similar kind of? If not, I'll wait. I really like the Guttatas. They are like clockwork. So this starts to do the new roots around this time, and it's always this time. I'm sure I can time my calendar based on how this is working. So yeah, usually in December I do repot with my Guttata. Now this one I haven't presented to you yet. So I found new Dowiana aurea, and this I bought from Akerne. And I just bought this one, and I think I bought like their fertilizer to test out. And yeah, as you can see, it has gotten good light. Still growing these three here. Cannot say anything. It's just growing, doing its stuff. Okay, here. Okay, so this is Scraderi. I can say this pronouncing in English, but for some reason I cannot say it now. But there's the tag. As you can see, it grows really well for me. Good root system, pushing out new growths constantly. And yeah, nothing bad to say. It's a bit tricky because I have all these fells here to train their spikes. These usually reside in other place, but because this is the best light to get them to grow a certain way, I always bring them here, so now I have to move them out. So when I was saying that I don't have any more that many Phalaenopsis, I meant the novelty hybrids or species Phalaenopsis. So these are the store-bought. This one I think it's just no ID white. New spike there. This one has 3 spikes, so it's extending its old ones. And this is pink with burgundy dots. This is one of those which flowers. It's good with flowering. This was store bought, but I do know that this is Chia Yinlin, and I think it has gotten multiple awards. I'm not surprised because this one really blooms a lot and heavy, and the blooms are really amazing. And it has little silver sheen on it, on the leaves. So if you find this, I would say it's a good thing to buy. Okay, I dug myself into this. That one is blooming again, so this is the little one. And yeah, I can get the tag off. So this is the, I think both are now phalaenopsises, so that's why I was saying that this is the last phalaenopsis that I have. And I think I need to repot it soon. Yeah, 23. Maybe after the blooming. As you can see, I do have quite a lot of styrofoam in there. I don't like to keep this that wet. With any of the orchids, I like to put some crocking on the bottom. If it's not styrofoam, then it's charcoal, and that way I'm preventing the root rot. I don't know why they do this deep, bigger pots, because I haven't seen anybody to actually grow that well that deep, unless it's crocked or it's, yeah, maybe in my environment it just doesn't work. So I have to have shallow pots, so I make them do. Now this one is the other part of the, oh, it's stuck. So this is the Morning Glory variety Carnea, one of the Equagenera purchase, and this is still growing. I actually, because everything came from directly from Ecuadorian summer, I just put them without the shade cloth, and that's the result, because it was in direct sun, so it was able to actually get all the sunlight that it could, and no burning. So you can see that it has been grown up in South America. Now this burned thing, it actually burned, which was surprising. It's the I think it's the highland lowland form. Yes, Cattleya maxima Troll. I assume many of you have figured that out, and I don't think it's going to grow into its full potential, not at least with these ones. This is looking ridiculous, but at least it's got good roots. And I do believe there is one eye activated and another one there growing. That might activate. We'll see. It's not that uncommon that the bigger orchids doesn't like the changes that much. They seem to have gotten used to certain ways, and that's why I usually have been buying young plants, because they forgive me more when I was still learning to take care of the orchids, so it was easier to keep them alive. I usually tend to kill all the full-sized ones. Now, no, not it exactly. I have found how to take care of them, but back in the days I would have just killed this. Okay, this wonky thing, I think it's CG Roebling. I cannot get the tag out. It started, it has roots. So it started to grow two directions. That's why it was potted like this. That direction, I think it died, so there is no more eyes in that there. This is the latest growth, and it's a bit lanky. I think I need to actually water this soon. What else? Don't know when it's going to actually bloom. Not yet for me anyway. But this is going to be an issue. I think I need to repot and turn it around. I'll do so-called soft potting, so I'm not going to remove that much. I'm just going to adjust it. I think this came to me as a seedling, so I've been growing it on from there. Most of mine has been seedlings or really young plants, so I've been waiting for them to bloom years. Well, technically there would be potential for this one to grow new pseudobulbs, but I don't see any eyes on that one. And this comes from this one, and there's dead suitable. I think this was that 1 year when I didn't have the room for all the lights and room for everything, and this didn't get that good light, so who knows. But this is it. This one. So this is my Bacavia, or there is actually 2 orchids, but the root system was completely tangled, so I didn't want to separate them. And now there has been 2 direction of growth. I do believe I have buds in there, so this must be in the old growing habit with because if I understood correctly, that this is not the normal time for Bacavias to flower. It dries up really fast, but that's what I have tried to achieve with these. I like to give them fast wet-dry cycle. So this one is another purpurata, so this is the Flammea. And I don't see any sheath in there. It did flower for this for me. This grew after that, a little smaller. This seems to be doing okay. There is new eye which has activated, so it's doing okay. Maybe flowering next year. Oh, I mean like in 2027 or something. Retusa is all over the place. Okay. This is the Neprosa. I bought a new one because the old one wasn't doing that well. And that's Peace Lily. Yep, so nothing major to say. It's growing, doing okay. Could grow a bit bigger, I would say. But it just came to me, so I'm fine with that. So this is the, I think, mini purple. Yeah, Alpescens Jaco. And there is 2 growths there, and you can see it bloomed from the both of them this year after it came in, and I'm giving it quite high light. And I do need to repot it, but that's going to be an issue. It's a crawler. So yep, let's wait for this one. Sorry about that. It's the Retusa. There. And we end here. That was a longer part for my Growspace tour. I still have one more to go, and that's the last part is from different rooms, as I have sprinkled last part of my collection in separate places.